Assalamu alaikum. Barcelona 2 and Osasuna nil. And to be fair, it's Barcelona. We expected this. They are the favorites to win the league as of right now. Coming from a Real Madrid fan, it's hard for me to say this, but the truth is the truth. And as of right now, Barcelona is the favorites to win the league. You can see with this performance. They play against teams that form a low block. They play against teams that play aggressive. They play against teams who have kind of like a free form. They beat them no matter what, whether it's in a dominant and fashion way or whether it's in a regular trying to survive, right? We could break this game down little by little, but first and foremost, Pedri's magical, if I have to be honest. Lamine Yamal was phenomenal, but I don't know if he did deserve that man of the match. It's up to you guys if you guys think he did. In my opinion, it should have been Raphinha, Pedri maybe, but I don't know what it is. I'm not here to talk about that, but I am here to talk about how incredibly amazing Barcelona looked this game, because even though it's a 2-0 win, the results don't speak for itself. Honestly, when I look and when I see how Barcelona plays, if I have to be honest, I am kind of jealous. I'm a little jealous. Why can't my Real Madrid play like this? Why does my Real Madrid struggle? I get it. It's maybe a little bump that we're going up against. If it's maybe like a little bump on the road, that's what I meant to say. But at the same time, we have a new manager. We have the best player in the world, the best players in the world. Yet we still struggle. And the worst part about it is that we don't struggle against just nobodies, right? We also struggle against big teams and the nobodies, which makes it 10 times worse. And I hate that I had to reference Vinny, but it is what it is. And we've played teams that play the low block, and yet we still struggle. But here Barcelona is showing us how to beat these teams that play the low block. And in my opinion, Xabi Alonso, let's look at the way they played. Let's analyze how Barcelona break the low block, how they score against the low block, how do they transition from defensive to attacking, and how do they form, right, mid-game, right, mid-play, where they change formations. Honestly, everything is going Barcelona's way so far. Yes, there's moments where Barcelona's finishing is not the best. There's moments where there's a little screw-ups. Like I said, the high line is one of their main issue, because even though it does have its goods, it also has its bads, right? So it is good, and if you do it good, I think it does give you a good reward. But if you do mess up, it can lead to a mistake. And as we saw this game, Osasuna just couldn't finish their chances, and Barcelona really did do their part. They deserve this win. I said it to my friend. I said Barcelona deserved this win. Before they even scored, I said Barcelona is going to score. I feel it. Little did I know, 5 minutes later, Raphinha scored. And I did say that there was going to be another goal, and it was again Raphinha. So I'm not surprised. This was the result that I was expecting, but maybe not in that fashion, but still the result that I was expecting. Barcelona got the full 3 points, and now we're behind. I believe it's by 9 points. Let's check the table. All right, never mind. It's not 9. It's 7. 7 points difference. All right, and it's not the worst, but at the same time we're really behind. And if we don't win this game, which is, I'm trying to say, man, I don't think it's a manager issue, but I heard that if we don't win this next game, who we're going up against, Alves, I believe it's Alves that we're going up against. I think that, according to the reports, that we're going to sack Xabi Alonso. And honestly, to be fair, I don't think Xabi Alonso is the problem. Like I said, it's both player and manager. And we could see it with how Barcelona formed themselves from Xavi to the players, how to Hansi Flick, right? So obviously Xavi was maybe part of the problem, but it's not fully Xavi, right? There were players who were let go, right? There were players who got switched from the starting lineup. A lot of things came into play when Hansi Flick came into this Barcelona team, and I think we're in the same scenario as this Real Madrid team, but we're in a deeper issue, which I could dive into, and it could be a whole nother video, because it goes down to the players, their egos, things that they're still stuck from in the past, things that still bothers them, chemistry, caring about the image. There's a lot of things that I feel like affecting Real Madrid, and it's a huge bump that we got to get over. Something that amazed me, by the way, is look at this momentum. And honestly, I was expecting this. When I opened football, before I opened it, I said, you know what? When I look at the momentum, I do expect to see a lot of red. A little do we know, look, a lot of red. Osasuna really barely had any chances. Maybe in the beginning they did. Other than that, I don't even remember these last two. But honestly, credits to Barcelona. And something that I adore about Barcelona is the way they're aggressive. I've been saying this and I'll say it again. We do need to take notes on the way Barcelona is aggressive because we don't have that intensity. We have players with egos. We have players who just care about their image. We have players that just frustrate themselves. We have players that just don't want to show that they have to try in a way, which is something that's cocky and I don't like it. But that is just truth, and that is what I feel like from Real Madrid. There's moments where I feel like the players can, instead of complaining, instead of dropping to the ground whenever they lose the ball, instead of just waiting, you get back up on your feet and start running for the ball. There's moments where even Lamine Yamal has been doing that. And props to Hansi Flick because he probably put that mentality to Lamine Yamal. He probably put that into his head. Now, yes, Lamine Yamal, even though he does have an ego, and even though there's moments where Lamine plays like he has an ego, he's still 18, and there's still moments and time for him to improve. And as you can see in this game, he did win man of the match, and I could see why in a way, even though I don't agree with it. But you could see that even though he was losing the ball, he was getting back up there defensively. And honestly, if the next 5-6 years, if he remains healthy and no injuries, hopefully, you could see him being a more better player. Because if he's only 18 playing like this, think about it when he's 23, 24. It's honestly scary to think about. And Raphinha, like I said, he's a monster. Off the ball, on the ball, he's a monster. And honestly, those 2 goals, I don't think anybody could have gotten it besides Raphinha. And Pedri, like I said, he's magical. If Pedri is on lock, I think that every single pass is going to go through by him, honestly. And you guys can see there was a lot of moments that Barcelona missed, right? Look, they took 24 shots this game. Osasuna only had 3. And they had 0 on target. Barcelona had 2 big chances, and obviously they did finish those 2 chances. I think they had way bigger chances, but we saw Ferran Torres miss that, little over-the-head kick. We saw Rashford missing a shot. We saw Raphinha taking it. We saw Balde taking it from far. So all those are into those big shots. They count towards the big shots, the total shots I meant. But in my honest opinion, this Barcelona team is dangerous. Because, yes, they look scary in La Liga, and I'm speaking about La Liga. I don't care about the UCL. They could struggle against the UCL, whatever you guys want to say. But in La Liga, in the domestic competitions, I don't think Barcelona is struggling. I don't think they have any weakness. And in my honest opinion, like I said, they're bound to win La Liga because there's no other team that's doing this performance besides them. We had our stint in the beginning of the season, but now towards the middle or heading into the middle of the season, there's nothing that's impressing us. There's nothing that's impressing the media, nothing impressing the fans. There's nothing to go from for this Real Madrid team. We have now the reports on us is about Xabi Alonso getting sacked. That is not the main issue because, yes, we did win a lot of things with Carlo Ancelotti, right? But we also, last season, didn't win anything with him, right? Besides those 2 trophies, but I don't think they count from last season. But anyways, I don't think that counts, right? And the fact is, it's not a manager issue. I don't think it's ever a manager issue. I think it's deeper than a manager issue. Like I said, we have to look back at the players. And now there's also negotiations or something that Vinicius Jr.'s salary, now they bumped up his salary package or something. Now they took it away, and now they're saying he has to sign with this. I saw reports that Neymar is telling Vinicius to just sign, don't make the same mistake he did. I don't know if any of those is true, honestly, because some of them could just be talks. But at the same time, I'm just speaking about specifically my players and the way that they are compared to this Barcelona team. Because to be honest, this Barcelona team, they're playing like they want it. And it makes total sense, right? They're playing like they want it. They want their 6th UCL, but they still want the La Liga as well. Hansi Flick, he's playing incredible. He's managing them in the best way possible. I don't see this Barcelona team slowing down. It just depends on how we're going to catch up, honestly. We're in this bumpy road, like I said. We're in this situation where we're still looking for our answers. We're still looking for ways to come back into the competition, to earn the respect of the European competitions. But in all honesty, I don't know how we're going to do that. Like I said, if the players are not locking in, if they're not listening to our manager, I don't think we have a solution. I want to get into this as well. Vinicius Jr. is also losing a lot of respect from the fan side. And to be honest, he's also starting to lose me. Manchester City was a huge game for him. I think that he had an opportunity to prove that he is still valuable to the team, yet he couldn't really finish his chances. I don't know what happened to his finishing. Looking back at that 23-24 season, Vinicius Jr., Ballon d'Or season, he really was fantastic. I don't know if that took a toll on him, but at the same time, that is not an excuse. For me, that is not an excuse. I think that Vinicius Jr. has to prove himself once again. Vinicius Jr. has to let go of the past. Vinicius Jr. has to be that hungry kid once again. Vinicius got to stop thinking about what others think about him and just focus on himself. Lamine Yamal, look at him. Even though he has an ego, he's still performing. He's backing it up. And I'm not telling you to have an ego and back it up, because when you have an ego, you're going to force yourself to back it up and you're only going to focus on yourself and not the team. That is not the case. Karim Benzema recently came out and said that every player has to know what their role is. And if they don't know what their role is, how are they going to play together? Where's the chemistry? Look at this Barcelona team. Everybody knew their role. Everybody know what Raphinha plays, what Pedri plays, what De Jong plays, what Eric plays, what Rashford plays. Everybody knows what each other plays. And that is, I think, one of the best advices that Benzema could give, or anybody could give to Real Madrid. And I think I never said this, but I do agree with it. Everybody has to know what their position is and what their role is in the team, because that's how you play as a team. That's how you guys form a chemistry. And honestly, if you have players that just want to play like they're big shots, if everybody want to play because they got individual brilliance, even the defenders in the back, we're not going to win anything. But honestly, going back into this game, I know I started talking about Real Madrid. Barcelona did impress me, and you guys can see the way they broke the low block, right? The low block is a huge issue even for us, right? Even for them. There's moments where they struggled, they drew matches, but they know that to play against the low block, you have to play fast. Look how Raphinha got his first goal. Look how Raphinha got his second goal. They played fast. They don't give them time to think and to form their low block. They played very fast to the point where they couldn't form their low block, and the goalie didn't expect it. The players didn't expect it. The defenders, nobody expected the way Raphinha got his goals today. Go back and look at it. It was not a slow build-up. Every time they did a slow build-up, they couldn't score. Whether Lamine had the ball, whether even Pedri had the ball, they couldn't even find a solution. Yet, I've been saying this, and I want to take credit for this because I've been saying it. I never heard anybody say it, but that is the way you break the low block. That is how they did it. And Real Madrid, whenever they score against the low block, honestly, we've been getting penalties. And whenever we play slow, that slow build-up, we don't go nowhere. Look at how we played in the beginning of the season where everybody was aggressive, where everybody actually probably listened to Xabi Alonso. We all played aggressive. We all played like we wanted it. We all played smart. Look at the Arda Güler. Look how he played. I don't know what's happening to him now. I don't know. I really don't know what's happening. I know we have injuries, and it sucks that we do. But we have to rely on the players that we got in the academy now, just the same way Barcelona is doing it. And yes, we're two different clubs, and I value my club more than I value Barcelona. But at the same time, in order to be better, look at what others are doing that's better than you, and then learn from them. I'm not saying to copy them, but learn from what they're doing. And honestly, it just sucks that Barcelona is the ones doing that, not us. Because I feel like it was supposed to be us that are doing what they're doing. I'm not talking about the way they're playing with the high line or none of that. I'm talking about the way their mentality is. Because if you think about it, whoever plays for Real Madrid plays with passion, plays for Real Madrid, the biggest club in history, and have to prove it by the way they're playing. And it's not to impress by doing things to yourself. It's by results, helping the team, sacrificing for the team, the way you're passing the ball, the way you're defending, the way you're pressing. I'm not seeing all of those combined. I see some of them, but not all of them combined in a game. And it just sucks, honestly. And to be honest, like I said, congratulations to Barcelona. They deserve this. And if I'm being honest, if they continue playing like this and we continue to play at the level that we are playing at, they deserve to win the league. And it sucks for me to say that, but I am an honest person and I am an honest, I guess, fan. And I do wish that my club does come back and we do perform good and we do win every single trophy and we finally get our first treble. But at the same time, I'm not going to say that if we're not putting in the effort. If I don't see my players putting in the effort, then why would I waste my time? I do support my club, and I'm not saying I don't support it. But what I'm saying is that if Barcelona is playing like this, look who deserves and look who doesn't. We can't just simply root for our team if they're not playing like they want it. And Xabi Alonso, honestly, start benching players. Start benching Vinicius if he's not performing. And Mbappe if he's not doing good. But so far, I don't think Mbappe should get off. I think it should be Rodrigo on the starting lineup, honestly. Not because of Manchester City game, but also because look at the way whenever he's on, look at the threats that he creates. Yes, he's not on the scoring sheet, but that doesn't matter. I don't care that he's not getting goals. All right. Another thing, the way we're pressing is like not smart. We're just pressing for show. Like I said, we have to press smart. We have to press as a team. We have to press with chemistry. And if we don't have chemistry, we can't do none of those. So, once again, congratulations to Barcelona. Let me know what you guys think about this game. Do you think Barcelona deserved it? Do you think that Osasuna deserved it? Let me know what you think. I think that Raphinha should have won man of the match. I don't know how Lamine won it. Thank you all for watching. We hit 200 subscribers, so thank you so much for those who subscribed and for those who are coming back, watching, commenting, doing all that. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe because now we're on our way to 300 subscribers, and a lot of you guys are not subscribed, so make sure that you subscribe. And until then, Assalamu alaikum.